You are on lifetime probation. Okay, just like at your job. They could love you. You get employee of the month every fucking month. But if you show up 3 times late in that same week, they're going to have issues with you. They're not going to reminisce on the old times you had, but how you were employee of the month back in 2017 and how you saved the company in 2018. They don't give a fuck because in 2022, you've been fucking up immensely. Yo, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. And as you can tell, I've kind of fallen back from this whole manosphere thing. It's mentally just boring at this point. When you, for the most part, I'm not God. I don't know everything, but in this sphere, I've got mostly things figured out. I try to drop my jewels here and there, but I understand 2 things. One, I don't have the platform right now, and I don't know how to game the algorithm to just shoot up that quick. And 2, most niggas just don't listen. So it's like, sometimes I just don't feel like wasting my time. But every so often I feel like injecting my 2 cents, because people will say things that just don't make sense, or they'll say things that I've been said months ago. And we have a perfect example here with Mr. Academics talking about this fresh guy, which I'm gonna be honest, I forgot about all these guys existing. It somehow popped up on my recommended. So the premise here is Academics talking about emotion, and that we need to factor that in, because the people he follows in the red pill community don't. But only if there was a guy that talked about that. Oh yeah, that's me. I talked about that stuff. I've said this plenty of times. I'll say it again. I'll never stop saying it. You can love a woman, but do not fall in love. And you can control those things. There's nothing with having emotions and feeling emotions. It's recognizing those emotions and keeping them in check. Unfortunately, he follows people that talk like they have no experience in any of this stuff. So it's very ideological, very textbook. It's kind of like Daryl Morey, is a general manager for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's a stat nerd, never played ball. You could tell he's never been an athlete, but he looks at numbers all day. And he looks at the numbers and this is what the numbers say and this is how you should do things, but it never works out. But then you have another guy who might not look at numbers as much or use only what he feels useful, but he played the game. He knows exactly what goes on in the game. Someone like Jerry West, probably the greatest GM ever, not a stat nerd. But he's built a bunch of championship teams because he's been in the trenches. Okay? And that's what Fresh and Fit are. They're just stat nerds. They're guys that look at data and shit all day and just think you can tell the whole story. But let's get on with the video.
Again, I want the manosphere. I want to challenge everybody in the manosphere to start factoring feelings and love into shit.
Like I said, I have. It's perfectly okay to love a woman as long as she shows that she's earned it. And like I said before, falling in love is dangerous because that's when it is obsessive. That's when you become too possessive and overbearing over that object. And you cannot think straight. You cannot process emotions properly. You cannot make logical decisions when you're under that spell, that curse, because that's what it is. Especially for a dude, and your emotion starts running rampant and your testosterone starts pumping, you make very irrational decisions.
Because niggas, it's cute to say, act off these perfectly sound logic statements, but what happens is niggas fall in love too.
That's the issue. And the problem I have with DJ Academics is that he's talking like that's the normal part. It's not. There's girls that I've fallen in love with when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've learned how to understand how my mind is working, how I'm seeing this girl, what am I feeling? Should I be feeling it? Why am I feeling it? Do those things that she's doing warrant the feelings that I'm giving back? Guys don't go through these processes, unfortunately. They see the big titties, you know, they get the vacuum 8,000, and all of a sudden, logic goes out the window. You can have your logic even if you're feeling somebody, you know? Like if your dog takes a shit, you might love your dog. If your dog takes a shit in the, you know, in the middle of the carpet, you're gonna discipline the dog because you love the dog. You're not in love with it. You're not obsessive over it. And unfortunately, a lot of guys have not been told because of clowns like this that no, you're gonna fall in love. It's normal. No, the fuck it isn't. No, the fuck it isn't. We've normalized it being normal, but it's not normal for a man to act like that. It's not. And like I said, it's not wrong to have emotion or maybe some kind of attachment to this woman, but she has to earn it. And in this day and age, on a day-by-day basis, you are on lifetime probation. Okay, just like at your job. They could love you. You get employee of the month every fucking month. But if you show up 3 times late in that same week, they're gonna have issues with you. They're not gonna reminisce on the old times you had, about how you were employee of the month back in 2017 and how you saved the company in 2018. They don't give a fuck because in 2022, you've been fucking up immensely. Okay? And that's how you have to start analyzing things. It's like, yeah, we've been great, you've been doing all this, but things have changed. And we need to talk about this and figure it out. Not these emotional reactions that he is advocating for.
Niggas love, like, care for, their heart desires a certain girl for whatever reason.
Which is fine. You can be partial. You can say, I like that girl. Nothing wrong with it. It's when you allow those feelings to supersede your own well-being. That's the problem. Like, I love pizza, man. I love pizza. Love pizza. But I'm not gonna have it every day. You know why? Because I know in the back of my mind, it's not good for me. I can't have it every day or I'll blow up and get fat and become unhealthy. And in the long run, the thing I love would do harm to me. So no matter how much I love, no matter how much joy I get from eating it, I have to enjoy it in moderation and in proper proportion to my life. But he is advocating basically, well, do whatever your heart feels. No, you fucking nerd, you don't do that. You don't.
I can tell you this now. The girls I've always gravitated towards, and a lot of them y'all haven't seen, but the ones, you know, there's been a lot that came and went, but the ones who potentially would have stayed around are people who I could talk to. Like,
hey, I'm the same way. Obviously, I still want the girl to be attractive, but if I can be mentally stimulated, I become more partial to that woman. 100%. Nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing. Just like you found another girl that you could talk to, there's a million more that you can talk to. So you have to understand that girl doesn't get carte blanche just because you have good conversation. Okay? And he's like, well, we talked about Pokemon for 5 hours. And her favorite Pokemon's the same Pokemon as mine. I love her. We're gonna spend our lives together. Oh my God. No, nigga. Doesn't work like that.
Okay. So like, yo, if me and you could debate for hours, if me and you could, you know, if you could challenge me and we could have good conversation. Now, I've been with girls who are so fucking gorgeous, but like, they were like moot. Like if they weren't talking about some simple shit that just didn't.
See, and this is the worst part. You see all these dudes on the side? Whatever he says, they will go along with. You see how right now he's talking about how niggas love, yo, and we fall in love, and that's blah, blah, blah. If he said the exact opposite, these niggas would be on board with it. And that's the problem with most dudes today. They're groupies for all these personalities, athletes, whoever it is. They don't think for themselves, the majority. There's probably a couple in there that will say, nah, That's bullshit. But most will, yeah, nah, act, you know what you talking about. No.
Intellectually do anything for me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just get my fuck in and I'm out. So, you know, these are just actual things, bro. You know what I
See,
mean?
look, we love women over here, blah, blah, blah. But if this nigga start talking about fuck these hoes and blah, 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 they would be on that shit too.
But also, I'm in a different position than them, you know what I mean? I'm yeah, I'll pipe some bitches out, but like, eventually you wanna get to a place where you at least have.
Yeah, I agree. See, but I've accomplished that without being, you know, a big internet personality. So don't believe to get some ass guys that you have to be this super handsome guy. I'm probably slightly above average in the face. I've got an above average body, which you could obtain also. But I'm funny. Like, that's the thing that keeps me, you know, that gets me girls, is that I'm funny and I'm witty. But I'm not particularly, I'm like 5'11", so I'm not a giant, I'm not super tall, I'm not the most pleasant to look at. I understand my limitations, but I understand my strengths also. And like I said in another video, I worry about the girls that like me more than the girls that I like, because that's how you get dragged for a fucking ride.
So, to not make this a long thing, even though I have already, I co-signed the relationship between Fresh and Miranda.
Oh, so he's actually still with the thought. See, I didn't get this far. Okay, I didn't know he's still... And he co-signs that. This is your leader. Oh, damn it, where was I? I was for... Let me see.
It's not hard on a woman
Okay.
you love. Man, hurt. But he used to act so tough and so hard. Fuck. Oh. To not make this
Okay,
a long
here we
thing,
go.
even though I have her and Miranda, I don't see a problem with it. I just want him to not do the idiotic thing I see men do. If you like a girl, bro, stop acting like you a player. You're not a player, bro. You want her to be.
Hey, I agree with that, actually. I don't really see it in my day-to-day. Like, me and my friends, we're pretty honest with ourselves. We're not out here perpetrating a fraud. You know, we understand the difference between wives, concubines, and, you know, whatnot. And so, I mean, I really don't have to, I don't really see that, but I have seen it. But I don't think that's like a super popular thing. It's more of an internet phenomena, you know, where guys are just talking about how all women are like this or all women are like that, when they know in the back of their minds they're not. They just on the internet puffing their chest out, you know.
Yeah, you might be fucking other bitches on the side. We're not saying that. Every nigga does that. But you don't gotta lie to people. Just if you like a girl, like, don't act like, oh no, I don't give a fuck. Like her, nigga. You're on doggy dates still. It's your shorty. Fuck with her, and then act accordingly.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it, brother.
I agree. I'm gonna give this like another minute or two and see what he talks about. If it's nothing interesting, I'm just gonna drop it. Because I didn't see the whole video. I just saw up to that.
Yo, I'm telling you, I know one of my homies who had mad chicks he fucked with.
All right, this sounds boring. But yeah, man, I've been talking about this kind of stuff and he's acting like it's normal. It's not. There's a way to control your emotions. You don't have to go down the road of degradation and self-humiliation. You don't have to go through that. You don't have to be controlled emotionally by another person. You just have to recognize and just do some thinking, so do some internal searching, and you can figure things out, you know, for yourself. You don't have to have this. I'm guessing he is a failed DJ. And no disrespect, he's become a success, so all the power to him. But he's a DJ apparently. So he's a failed DJ. He's not a dating guru or nothing like that. I'm not a dating guru. I'm just a person that has gone through a lot of life experiences and have figured certain things out to alleviate a lot of problems in my life. But yeah, man, let me know what you think. I might continue to do some more stuff if I become interested again. But as of right now, this is probably it for a little while. Peace.